Welcome to episode 37 of Talk Tantra to me. It is such an honor to be holding space for this divine knowledge to make its way into your ears and lifestyle. Today, I'm going to be guiding you through a cord-cutting meditation focused on letting go of limiting patterns in your relationships. This practice revolves around clearing energetic connections. It is good to do with people you'd like to release from your life and those you'd like to refresh your connection with, especially during or after periods of growth for one or both parties, and in relationships that have intense depth, including, parent and child, between life partners or spouse, deep relationships, long-term relationships, best friends, etc. So what is cord cutting? Cord cutting is releasing yourself from draining or unhealthy emotional dynamics, freeing you from relational patterns that distract you from purpose and create resistance and fear to unconditional love. This meditation is really a tool to help you catalyze this healing process, removing cords of attachment and allowing relationships to grow into more evolved states, or even for you to outgrow them altogether. While this meditation is an incredible tool, I do recommend that you talk to someone professionally if you're going through, an intense time in your self-growth, if you're working through some shadow work, if you are trying to have a conscious uncoupling, or, maybe you're trying to grow together with your partner. It can be very, very helpful to work with someone who can guide you through as a third party in these spaces as well. However, this is a great resource to get you started and to give you a sense of peace in that space. So when I first learned about cord cutting, it seemed that the people around me viewed it as kind of like firing someone from your life, which creates like very strict boundaries, essentially just, almost restraining order of energy. And it's just kind of this energy of never wanting to see them again, right? And it's this like desperation to cut the cord. And sometimes that's what you need to heal. Sometimes you do need really strict boundaries to help you heal, and this kind of sets an energetic tone for such. However, I learned this version of meditation in a Tantra training, and then I adapted it based on my work with clients, specifically working a lot with couples that, really loved each other and really were dedicated to letting go of what no longer served them while still maintaining the beauty and the expansive and light patterns that do serve them. So it's my belief that we should also cut cords with people we love and the people that we still want in our lives, and those who we are dedicated to grow with. But in this way, we're cutting the chains of the 3D. We're cutting those limiting, weighty attachments like codependency and sexual shame and fear of speaking our highest truth and guilt, etc. It's essentially letting go of the past, the patterns that helped us survive at one point, and rooting in what's going to help us thrive moving forward. So we're leaving intact our light cords. And I'll kind of have you visualize in the meditation, a cord of chain. And these are your limiting, your heavy, weighty, 3D, non-expansive chains. But then there'll also be a chain of light, a light beam between you and your partner or the person that you are invoking in this exercise. And these are the things that the connections that transcend this reality, and we're going to cut through both cords. But as you would cut through any beam of light, the light beam will essentially stay intact, whereas the heavy cord can be severed in this plane. And so these light cords are really gateways to expansion. They're love without limits. So we want to keep these. So I recommend, again, doing this meditation for people you want to keep in your life as well, but also those in which you need more concrete boundaries for this lifetime. It's my belief that when we have an open wound after ending a relationship, if it wasn't resolved between both parties, if you didn't get that closure, oftentimes that means that healing might come through with a different soul in this lifetime, or even that same soul in a different lifetime, or maybe that same soul in this lifetime. So it's also being able to see that even in those relationships, while they might be a really heavy, weighty chain between you, there's still likely some potential for light attachment there. So it's being able to see the divinity in your interactions with even the people that have caused you a lot of pain, but because of the interaction that you have. As I mentioned, this is a meditation, a visualization exercise that I use a lot in my one-to-one mentorship and also in my in-person client work. I do it a lot with couples, as I mentioned, and I also have done this quite a bit with individuals as well. And so whether you are planning to do this meditation with an ex-lover in mind, maybe your child, maybe your best friend, maybe, a conscious uncoupling that you're going through, maybe it's your life partner, whatever it is, the first thing is to kind of bring someone to mind that you feel you could use a refresh with, or someone that you need to let go of or to grow through, your current opportunities or challenges with. So again, you're welcome to do this, on your own. And in that case, you're essentially going to imagine that person is right in front of you for the duration of this exercise. You're going to call forth their light body. Otherwise, if you are able to, negotiate doing this exercise with, another person physically, then you're just going to stand in front of each other or, kneel in front of each other. So to get started, essentially find yourself in a comfortable position. I prefer to stand for this meditation, but you can also sit in hero's pose on your knees with your bum resting on your feet, or you can sit with your legs crossed, or you can even lay down. If you're doing this this meditation with a partner or a friend or family member or whomever, ideally you face each other with 3 to 4 feet in between. So go ahead and take a moment to settle into your position of choice. And as you do so, close your eyes. Taking a moment to connect with your own energy first. Allowing your breath to come easily and naturally. Drinking in each inhale. And exhaling slowly. As your inhales become longer, begin to direct the breath into your lower belly first, before filling your chest and your heart space. Continue to focus on bringing that inhale into your lower chakras, into your lower belly, before directing the air into your core and into your heart space. Finding a relaxing way to surrender into this breath pattern. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. Let your limbs fall. Consciously releasing tension throughout your body. Relaxing your toes, the arches of your feet, your ankles. Letting go of any tension in your shins and your calves. Breathing peace into your knees. Letting go of tension in your quads and in your thighs. Peaceful energy pooling into your pelvic floor, circling at the base of your spine. Calm energy moving up vertebrae by vertebrae. Sending relaxation into your internal organs. Your stomach, liver, and intestines. Each inhale, filling your body, breathing in peace and calm. With each exhale, letting go of any tension in your body or in your mind. Finding a nice, calm center in your heart space. Relaxing your shoulders. Peaceful energy trickling down your arms. Curving at your elbows. Relaxing your wrists. Peace in the palms of your hands. At the tip of each finger. Letting go of any tension in your neck. Relaxing your jaw and your cheeks. Bringing peace into your third eye center. Allowing calm energy to funnel in at the crown of your head. Your body overflowing with peace. Directing your attention to your root chakra at the base of your spine. Settling into this space, the root of your being. The root chakra governs our feelings of safety and security in this world. Having our basic needs met, feeling safe to be ourselves, having access to all that we need to have our basic needs met: food, water, shelter, community. And taking a moment to see how this energetic center, this governance, plays out with the soul of whom you're cutting cords with. How do your patterns, communications, support play out in this area of safety and security? Taking a moment to visualize or call forth any limiting patterns, any fear-based communication or structures in your relationship, and allowing those to form a heavy cord of chain. And also inviting any patterns of expansion, any beautiful elements of your support between each other that form a light. Take a moment to imagine a sword or scissors or a jagged rock whatever feels most natural for you in cutting these cords. You can treat this as a physical manifestation, or you can also activate your body in this exercise as you lift your arm above you with this sword or jagged rock or cutting device in your hand, cutting through that cord, slicing in front of you. Visualizing this cord breaking, setting you free, while holding intact any light connections, any opportunities for growth or expansion. Inhale deeply, exhale fully, and then say aloud, I am free and you are free. With your next inhale, direct your attention to your sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is located about 2 inches below the navel. It is your creative center. It is the womb space of the energetic body. This is where we express our emotions or our energy in motion. When we think of creativity, we often think of artistic expression, which is why when we hear a song that we love, we feel an emotional connection to it. Our body begins to embody that energetic frequency of the music. Or if we're in a museum and we see a piece of art that resonates with our current energetic state, we are drawn in to that piece. However, each element of our life is a creative decision. So in this way, our sacral chakra also governs our ability to co-create in our relationships, to create paths for pleasure, to be able to alchemize pain into pleasure, to create paths for abundance. This goes beyond the physical needs. Once we have our needs met in our root chakra, we begin to find ways to consciously create based on our energetic state, based on our emotional state, our beliefs. Taking a moment to consider how these elements relate and play out in your partnership. What patterns or beliefs or actions, reactions currently dominate this space with this soul you're choosing to cut cords with? Taking time to visualize those that are limiting and those that are expansive as well. What opportunities or growth are possible? And again, raising that sword above your head. With your exhale, slicing the cords, visualizing those limiting shackles falling at your feet, while the light beams glow ever bright. Inhale deeply, exhale fully, and then say aloud, I am free and you are free. With your next inhale, directing your energy into your solar plexus chakra. This chakra is at the center of the core of your being, your rib cage. The solar plexus is home to your ego and to your purpose, your passions. This is where you stand up for what you believe in, your values, your family, the people you love. When we feel safe and secure in our root chakra, we begin to consciously create from abundance and pleasure in our sacral chakra. And then we start to ask, what is this all for? What is the purpose of all of this? And that's where, when we're aligned, we move into the solar plexus and we begin to activate. We begin to use our passions to fuel our purpose. We begin to be connected to the energy that we bring to the world with conscious intention. We begin to use our ego as a tool for our purpose rather than letting our ego control our decisions and the way that we treat each other and the ways that we treat ourselves. Taking a moment to consider how these elements affect the relationship that you have with the person you're cutting cords with. Visualizing the patterns, the beliefs, the reactions. They're no longer serving you. And also celebrating those opportunities for growth, those connections of light that you have with the soul. Allowing those chains and those lights to take shape in front of you. Inhaling, raising that hand above your head, sword shining high above you. With your exhale, slicing through those cords. Visualizing the breaking of chains. And this beam of light glowing brighter than ever. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it go. And repeat aloud, I am free and you are free. With your next inhale, bringing that energy up into your heart chakra, in the center of your chest, between your breasts. Touching into your heart space. Heart chakra is responsible for our ability to unconditionally love. Recognizing that we must unconditionally love ourselves first before we are able to truly unconditionally love the people in our life and each of the opportunities and challenges that come our way. The heart chakra is where our inner child lives. All of the traumas that our inner child or child embodiment has endured in this lifetime. Oftentimes when we are triggered, when we are traumatized, when we are in a reactionary state, it is this inner child that reacts, that's screaming for help, to be heard, to be loved. Taking a moment now to visualize how these elements play out in your relationship with this soul whom you choose to cut cords with. Where is there unconditional love between you? Where is there opportunity for limitless love? And where is there love based on patterns of fear and codependency? As these cords take shape in front of you, lifting your sword above your head with your inhale, As you exhale, slicing through, cutting those cords, while your light connections remain perfectly intact. Repeating aloud, I am free and you are free. With your next inhale, breathing that energy up into your throat chakra. Your throat chakra is responsible for your ability to communicate your highest truth. Acknowledging that your highest truth is synonymous with your highest love. We often fear communicating our highest truth with our loved ones out of fear of hurting them. When in reality, because our highest truth is synonymous with our highest love, our truth may hurt their ego or their human, but it will not hurt their soul. In fact, it will set their soul free. It will give them an opportunity to learn more about themselves through your differences, through your conflicts. It will also allow you to learn more about the other and about the world. In this way, you're not only worthy of being heard, it's also your duty to communicate your highest truth, to inspire and to hold space for others to share their truth as well. Taking a moment to connect into your highest truth and to consider where you've been authentic, where you've been vulnerable with your partner, and where you've allowed limiting beliefs, patterns, fears of speaking your truth limit your partnership. Taking a moment to visualize those cords connecting, taking shape as you bring to mind these elements. With your next inhale, raising that sword above your head. With your exhale, bearing down, slicing through these cords, these heavy chains, while these light beams continue to shine between you with opportunity and expansion. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it all go. Saying aloud, I am free and you are free. On your next inhale, directing that energy up into your third eye chakra at your brow point in the center of your forehead. Your third eye chakra is responsible for your intuition. It is your connection to those senses, this profound knowing that cannot be measured or experienced with your earthly senses of sight, touch, smell, taste, and hearing. It's a deep divine knowing. It is trusting yourself, trusting your experience, what you need and what you know. Considering for a moment how your intuition has led you to this soul whom you wish to cut cords with. How your intuition has guided you in this relationship. How your intuition has led you to this moment, to this meditation, to prioritize refreshing this connection. And then considering where you may have allowed your intuition to be overpowered by fear, by societal conditionings, by limiting beliefs, or by the opinions of your partner. Allowing these experiences to form cords between you. Those that are weightless and limitless, and those that are no longer serving you. With your inhale, raising that sword high above your head. And with your exhale, bringing it down to cut those patterns, those cords that no longer serve you. Inhaling deeply. Exhale fully, acknowledging that the light, the expansion is still possible between you. Say aloud, I am free and you are free. Inhaling deeply. Bringing that energy up into your crown chakra, the top of your head. The crown chakra is our connection to the divine, to our highest self, to the God within yourself and the godliness that is all of the universe. Seeing divinity in all other forms of life. Seeing your connection, the oneness. A good way to think of this chakra is light bulb moments. This guidance that seems to come out of nowhere. Taking a moment to consider the divinity, the lessons, the timing, the synchronicities that brought you to connect with this soul in which you choose to perform this cord cutting ritual. Considering if there are any limiting beliefs in this space as well. Any fears around how you and your partner establish connection within your own understanding of divinity and expansion. Allowing these experiences or divine understandings to take shape as cords between the two of you. Inhaling deeply, raising that sword high above your head. With your exhale, slicing down these cords, effortlessly cutting through what no longer serves you, setting you free, while keeping those light attachments, that potential for expansion completely intact, in love, without limits. Inhale deeply and exhale fully. Repeat aloud, I am free and you are free. We are free. Taking this moment to do a quick body scan, to check in with yourself, to observe any thoughts, feelings, visualizations that come up in this moment. Breathing in to any tension, objectively observing yourself in this moment. Calling the energy back to yourself. Feeling in to your relationship with yourself. And then setting an intention for how you'd like to move forward with this soul whom you've chosen to bring into this cord cutting ritual. What will serve your highest good, your highest truth? What opportunities are available to co-create with them? Or what opportunities are there for you to set boundaries? Allowing this intention to settle into your heart space, and then to root into the ground beneath you, feeling the support of Mother Earth, and allowing these intentions to come to fruition. And slowly bringing this intention back into the present moment, into your body, into the physical space you're in. Slowly coming back to the present, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe doing a full body stretch or rubbing your face, circling your neck. I want to express my gratitude to you for showing up for this practice. Thank you once more for opening yourself up to the idea of sacred sexuality, spiritual intimacy. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I do coaching programs. I do mentorships. I do work one-on-one with people in person and also virtually. And my work overall revolves around helping you identify your limiting beliefs, to grow through them, and then identify your highest truths. I do work with couples as well, if this is something that you'd like to bring into a sacred container. In my virtual 6-month coaching program, I work very deeply with the Kundalini chakras, these 7 energetic points in your body that we reviewed in this meditation, to see where you may be housing fears, limiting beliefs, shame, guilt, or struck traumas, to liberate yourself and grow through it, remembering that your relationship with yourself is going to be mirrored in all your other relationships. So the deeper that you go within yourself, the higher vibrational experiences that you will be able to co-create in your relationships. I do use the chakra system as a framework, but my one-to-one mentorship programs are directly tailored to your needs. We'll start with a free discovery call in which I will suggest a framework that fits your deepest desires, addresses your biggest challenges, and capitalizes on your greatest potential for growth. That being said, thank you again for tuning in today. If this podcast resonates with you, I'd love to hear it in the reviews. It means the world to me to hear your perspective. And your reviews also help this podcast become a bit more relevant in search results, which means that more people are able to benefit from the wisdom of spiritual intimacy. And if you'd like to take an even more proactive role in awakening the collective to sacred sexuality, I'd love it if you screenshotted this podcast and shared it on your social media. And if you do so, please tag me so that I can thank you personally. With so much gratitude and love, have a sexy and spiritual day, and I'll catch you next week on Talk Tantra to Me. Ta-ta!